sound doesn't come across.
Go for it.
Come on over, guys. I'm at the Sikh Heritage Museum of Canada in Brampton, and amazing work these guys are doing. You can see, look, they've got everything set in date order. Our history, if you just point the camera a little bit, you can see all around here what happened to the Sikhs, our history from 1800 to present. And I always talk about how we can, how we need to preserve our history and learn. Let me show you something. Come a bit closer. I thought we were only on the map from 1800 onwards, but there's a map here. Can you talk to the viewers about what this is and the significance of it? And please talk loud because people like to hear you like thunder.
For sure. No, first of all,
introduce yourself. Sorry, I forgot.
Sure. My name is Pradeep Singh Nagra, and it's an honor to have you here at the Sikh Heritage Museum speaking about history. And this map that we have here is from 1780. It's a map, and the cartographer has pretty much shown the Sikh community for the first time on a map as a nation. And so for us, there's different words we use as a community. We use Sangat, we use Pant, but Qom is that word for us to define ourselves as a people and a nation. Yeah. And so this map is from 1780, and you can tell from the full part of this map here that you got Punjab proper right here, and it says Lasheiks. And our kingdom, where we came up to, was right before Delhi here. So right here it says Sheikh, and then all the way up to the Afghan border over here, it says Lasheiks. And so this is a German cartographer, and it's the first time that the Sikh community is being defined as a people and a nation.
So as most of you know, especially my Shiv Sena RSS followers, hello, because I know you're there too, because you're my biggest admirers. I know you're going to log on. So I always talk to them because they got me on set. When I go live, they're watching. So our history, which most people want us to forget, in 1780, our borders were with Afghanistan and up to Delhi. And this map was mapped out by a German map maker. And this is a real history. It's not something we made up. And it shows that when we talk about whole of the region here, there's no such thing at the time in India, right? This was different kingdoms, different areas.
This was Bharat.
This is Bharat there. And then we had a kingdom here, right? In 1780, we talk about Maharaja Ranjit Singh's time. So this is why this is important. I'm so glad I just got here now. As you know, I love talking about Punjab and our history. So, we're talking about real history that's totally been forgotten. Nobody wants to talk about our historical buildings, our kingdoms, all the forts, all the battlefields are being wiped out off the map in present day because we don't talk. You don't want to know. That's the fact. When's the last time you thought, I want to know what happened to us? So unless you want to know, we can't force you to learn. So when your children ask you what our history is, you don't know because you don't learn. Sikh means learner, but you're learning nothing. So how are you going to teach something? Your history is what made you where you are today. The blood, the sacrifice of our elders, our ancestors, who defended in 1780, remember that, 1780, not soon after surviving in the jungles, they became the masters of the region. You should be proud, but we're not. So, okay, so this is one of the maps, right?
Yeah.
And then the maps here, I think the significance about Canada, one of you guys want to explain? Sure. So what's the link with this guy to Canada? Come this way.
Well, see, most people think about the Canadian Sikh connection starting in the 1900s, but we're saying let's dial it back to 1809 to Charles Metcalfe, who was sent over to Punjab as part of the East India Company, and he was there with Ranjit Singh at the Treaty of Lahore. So that's fact number one. 1843, that same gentleman, Metcalfe, becomes the Governor General of that province of Canada. And there's the connection, but again, very few people know he actually married a Sikh lady who came back to the UK with him, and from our understanding, there were 2 children. I just was talking to Ravi, and I just
this is so fascinating. I was moved by this.
1857, the uprising, as they like to call it. in that uprising, there was a African-American, or as I should say, a Canadian black gentleman by the name of William Hall from Nova Scotia who fought in the Battle of Diddley. So let's picture that, you know, a gentleman leaves North America, across the Atlantic, through Europe, into Asia, to fight for Canada or for the East India Company, let's face it, because Canada is really not a nation, you know, and then passes...
And I think the fascinating fact is, it's a black gentleman.
Absolutely.
This is, I'm really moved by, when we say like black history, how we don't want to know, but this contribution, this amazing, is, you know, something I never knew this.
And we also have... so because he fought in the Battle of Diddley, we actually have Diddley, Ontario, and because another gentleman fought in the Battle of Lucknow, we have Lucknow, Ontario, another kind of facets.
Oh, really?
You know, here in Ontario. Sir John A. Macdonald was Canada's first Prime Minister, goes to Britain, gets the go-ahead in the British North American Act to start a country. Heading back, he pens a letter to a friend who's stationed in India, and he starts musing about, you know, war will come someday between England and the United States, and India can do us yeoman's a service by sending an army of Sikhs.
So he was already talking about an army of Sikhs back in 1867. That's,
yeah.
Wow.
And there's only one thing I would like to pipe in with.
Yeah.
The map that was shown to you earlier, Sikhs were shown as a group, and the only group on that map. 1857, I know you're going to hear that Sikhs fought against Indians, but 20, 30 years earlier, when Maharaja Ranjit Singh made the plea to the Marathi and everybody else to come join him, people did not want to fight alongside. The only person who they would fight alongside was Ala Singh, but it's because of him. He got Raja and Maharaja for going against the Sikhs in Shota and
Oh, really?
Shota and Kalukan. So the whole thing is, we had people who were loyal to the bone, trying to keep it. It was only after they took over Punjab and annexed Punjab that they got the rest of it.
Yeah.
We were actually the flag bearers. And then after that, we knew how to mobilize. And Colin will be able to share more on that.
Well, we wanted to, as a Sikh Heritage Museum of Canada, we wanted to dial back 1900 as far back as possible. So we discovered the first of Sikh origin to arrive in Canada was in 1888.
1888.
Guess who it was? Guess who it was?
Ranjit Singh's grandson.
Ranjit Singh's grandson came to Canada in
first
1888.
Sikh origin to come. Prince Victor Albert J. Dalip Singh.
The grandson later. Oh, wow.
So, you know, father was the first to come to England. Son was the first to come to Canada. So 1888, that's 21 years after the country becomes birth of a nation. We were here.
You got the royalty of the Sikhs coming
Absolutely.
in.
Yeah.
You know what happened to the family?
Yeah, well, completely annihilated. You know, 8 children, 6 from the first
grandson.
marriage, 2 from the others, Dalip Singhs. None of the 8 children had any issues. Actually, Bamba and Catherine and his
They were the
daughters.
suffragette, right?
Yeah, Bamba, Sophia. They claimed that their food was tampered with. None of them had children. It's unbelievable.
That's shocking, isn't it? How? So basically, just to bring it to a close a little bit, you guys are here keeping history alive. How can people look up this on the website? Can you give the website address?
shmc.ca. We're, like I said, we're here to serve the community and the greater community. That's part of what our role is. How do we keep our rich heritage alive?
So go to Google, put in Sikh Heritage Museum of Canada. You'll get the website and support them whichever way you can, because they're keeping history alive, which I talk about all day. Is paramount. We've got to keep our history, our records, and that's why I like the Punjab Digital Library. They're doing a great job preserving. Anybody doing any good work to preserve our history or heritage must be supported and commended. So I want to thank these guys for showing me around today. And I think, you know, if there's anything you want to donate, go to the website, Sikh Heritage Museum of Canada. So thanks guys for tuning in. I know it's a bit long broadcast, but, you know, share it, show people that in 1780 we were known as a group. Don't worry, you can walk normal, it's fine. So thanks again for listening. Talk about your history, Google your history, research your history, and share that history with your family, with your children, because without history, we lost the people. What's your messages?
Message, we want to sign off as we're celebrating Canada 150 to recognize that not all Canadians are celebrating 150. Our Indigenous community might be doing 150 acts of resistance, but when he called for an army of Sikhs in 1867, our first Prime Minister, we think we've done one better. We've gave him
You
an
get
army
on
led by
Sikh.
Sikh.
Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it?
So that's what it's about at the end of the day, how to share 150
Yeah,
years near.
brilliant, brilliant. Any message from you guys? Last message?
My last message is the Sikh Heritage Museum is a foundational piece of the Centre of Learning. Our community badly needs this so we can actually do what we're meant to be doing as Sikhs, which is to learn and bring everybody in and help them learn too.
So there you are. You were okay. Well, thank you. I know it's been a long broadcast, but I'll try and get more information. Maybe I will share the website in the next few days, so you can tap into it. So any website like that, if you feel there's organisation doing some work for heritage or history, send me a message on or you can send a message or send an email, Ravi Singh at khalsaaid.org. Any links to any groups, organisation doing this great work, preserve our history, because without that there is no future. Thank you very much.